These are assembly instructions for my Easter egg treat box. So I've already started folding down on all the pieces. There are 8 identical pieces for the top of the egg, so they're the longer pieces. And then there are 8 identical pieces for the bottom, which are shorter. And then there are these octagon pieces with the tabs all around. I'm just folding down on all of those tabs, and I have 2 of those. Then I have these long strips with 4 score lines, and I've just folded down on all 4 score lines. And I have 2 of those. For the pieces at the top and the bottom, I'm folding down on that bottom score line. I'm folding down on the tab at the side, and then I'm folding down on all those little tiny tabs on the side. And then I'm putting my piece down on my mat and just running my bone folder along the edge. The edge is a little bit jagged because of my tiny tabs, so I'm just using my bone folder to smooth that out. And I'm just going to continue folding down all of my pieces. So next I'm matching up all my decorative pieces to my base pieces. I have the smaller pieces for the smaller part of my egg, and the taller pieces for the longer part of my egg, and the octagon piece that goes in the center of both of these. And then I have 8 rectangular pieces that get glued on to my long strips. So I'm just going to glue all of that in place. For the assembly, I'm starting with one of my octagons. There are 4 of them in the file, and they're identical. I'm starting with the lower section of my Easter egg, so the shorter pieces. I'm putting glue on the tab that's at the bottom of this piece, so from the score line to the edge. And then I'm adhering that piece on one of the flat sides of my octagon. The score line of that tab should be right against the edge of the octagon. The corner of the tabs should be just where my octagon starts changing direction, like so. So now I'm going to take a second piece and I'm putting glue on that same tab, and then I'm putting glue on the first 3 tabs on the left hand side, and I'm putting glue on that side tab from my previous piece. I'm sliding my piece in so that it's exactly on the edge of my octagon. I'm slipping the tab on the left hand side underneath my piece on the right hand side, and I'm adhering those 3 tabs to my previous side. And then I'm putting glue on the 3 top tabs, and then I'm curving my pieces together. The top of the 2 pieces are even, and the cut edge of this piece is following the score line on my tabs. Now I'm looking at the inside, and I have these remaining tabs to glue down. I'm just putting glue all over them. And I'm positioning this piece so that's right on the score line, like so. And it creates a nice little curve. So I'm taking my 3rd piece, I'm putting glue on that bottom tab again, and on the first 3 tabs, and that side tab from my previous piece. I'm positioning that lower tab in place, and gluing the side tab, and gluing the first 3 tabs like I did on the previous one. And then I'm putting glue on the 3 top tabs, and positioning it again, and those top pieces should meet right here. And then I'm flipping my piece over again, putting glue on the remaining tabs, and then just gluing them down. So I'm going to continue working my way around the shape, doing the exact same thing for all 8 panels. So now I'm on the very last piece. I'm going to start it exactly the same way as the last 7 pieces. So then I have my last panel and my first panel to glue together. So I'm just stretching out the sides. I'm putting glue on those bottom tabs and then positioning the bottom of my piece. And then those 3 top tabs, it might be easier to go from the interior for those. And then I'm putting glue on the remaining tabs on the interior. I'm applying pressure from the inside and applying those tabs right against the cut line of my piece. And then I'm taking my octagon piece. I'm putting glue on all 8 of those tabs. When the embellished side downwards, I'm positioning that piece in the center. I'm going from the bottom. I'm just positioning that center piece so that it's closing up the bottom of my egg. Now I'm going to assemble the top pieces the exact same way. So now that I've assembled the top and the bottom, so I'm just putting glue all over each one of these panels and then gluing the panel down between the score lines on the inside of my egg, like so. I also have this octagon for the center, and I'm just gluing it right in. I'm just putting glue on the underside of all 8 of these panels and just gluing them into the inside of my egg. I've already completed the top part of my egg. So next I have my 2 strips. I'm just putting glue on one of the side tabs and then just gluing one to the other. And then I'm taking my top piece. I'm starting on the underside of my second panel and I'm putting glue halfway. I'm choosing one of the sides of my octagon and putting glue just on the edge. I'm gluing it down as straight as possible, and the score lines on each side have to match up with the score lines on the top of my egg. I have half of the rectangle glued down and half of the rectangle hanging over the edge like so. And I'm just working my way around my shape, gluing down the strip, trying to keep it as straight as possible all around the perimeter. So now I've reached my last panel. I'm putting glue all over that side tab and then on the lower part of the egg shape and just at the very top of that rectangle that I'm gluing in, and just gluing everything down into position to complete the perimeter. And so now the top of my egg just fits nicely onto the bottom like so. So next I have these 2 octagon pieces that I'm just going to glue on top of the existing octagons just to strengthen them up a little bit. Next, I'm going to create the partition that's on the inside of my egg. So I have 3 pieces of acetate. So I've used pink vinyl to decorate my yellow cardstock for all 3 pieces. And then I'm adhering my cardstock to the acetate offset, like so. And then I have score lines at the bottom that create the tabs, and I'm putting double-sided tape on both sides, on the back and the front. I'm just below the score line. I'm adhering some double-sided tape. I'm doing that for all 3 pieces, all 4 tabs. And then I'm taking my octagon piece that has the 4 cutouts in it, and my Happy Easter fits into the back one, like so. I'm removing the liner on my double-sided tape. I'm folding my tabs onto the platform. And then I'm doing the same thing with my flowers, just inserting and gluing it to the underside of my platform. Then I'm removing the liner on the other side of those tabs and putting glue all over the rest of the surface. And I'm sliding my piece underneath the little cutout that's in my platform, the platform that has the tab to it, like so. And I'm trying to maintain an even border all the way around my platform. And then I'm going to fold down on the score line for the tab. So next I'm going to open up my egg with my tab folded under. I'm putting glue all over it, adhering it to that frame on the bottom of my egg piece, like so.